Andy Stevenson for SevereMMA, standing alongside the Moville Mauler himself, Darragh Kelly, with a big fight coming up on Saturday, February 25th against Jordan Dorval at Bellator 291. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. As I said, coming towards the end of camp now, so I'm happy that we're almost there.
The fun is beginning.
The fun part, getting the energy built back up now and getting the last few kilos off, and then go time.
Yeah, look, we'll get the elephant out of the way here. And how are you making 145 pounds? I have seen you come across to me as a big lightweight. You're ripped to shreds. How are you going to make 145?
I'm going to be the biggest there is. I'll make it, like, I don't think I'm much smaller than when I fought at lightweight. I'm just a few percent body fat lower, and I'm going to be in there every bit as big, hopefully, and be a nice big water cut.
Yeah, you're coming off obviously 2-0, undefeated as a pro, coming off a solid win against Kai Stevens last time out. In the aftermath of that, you came backstage to speaking to the media. You were very, very critical on yourself, despite getting a unanimous dominant win. When you reflect back on that performance, that win, what do you think these days?
Like, obviously I was disappointed, but looking back now, I'm glad it happened, because the amount I've improved since, as I said in different interviews there, I think I've really done a good job in patching up all the holes that were evident in that performance. And like, I went in there and everyone was asking me how long is he going to last, and it almost became, I forgot the game plan, and it was get him out of there. And I rushed everything. I was trying to land shots when I didn't have a position secured, and technically I was all over the place, and mostly I was very inefficient with my energy. As I said in different interviews as well, I neglected my striking for the last year. I was just grappling every chance I got, and that showed as well, obviously. And I took a lot of lessons from it, and as I said, I think I've done a good job at patching them up, and you're going to see a more efficient fighter now. Are you
still unhappy with that performance?
Very.
Why so? Is it just that you didn't get the finish, or is it because you didn't show those things that you mentioned there?
No, I don't necessarily mind not getting the finish. I was just so sloppy, instead of securing the position, I was getting halfway there, and then I'd let it go and start banging shots in when I didn't have position secured. So I was giving him every opportunity to get back to his feet, and then I'd take him down and I'd do the same thing again. And I didn't get to a dominant position before unloading. I was all over the show.
Did that play a factor into making the decision to drop to featherweight, or what was behind that decision?
No, everyone thinks now after that I wasn't happy with that performance. Obviously everyone thinks that's the reason that I'm dropping back down, but it's not really. Like, I was maybe 4 kilo heavier at the start of last year, so naturally I'm just getting a bit lighter, and I thought now's the time to go back down. It was always in the back of my mind, but since I started losing the weight naturally, I thought I'll go down. I only cut like maybe 3 kilo on the last day, 3.5 kilo last time, so I was in and out in an hour. So
yeah, and so, like, how has that transition down to 145 been so far throughout the camp?
No, I feel great. Like, I feel every bit as strong, a lot fitter. All my numbers are through the roof this camp. The one thing I noticed is my recovery is a wee bit slower, but other than that, that's just because of less calories. But my numbers during training, I feel brilliant. I feel very, very strong with it. So.
Yeah. After the last fight, you spent some time in Iceland, I believe. How was that? You were over. Gunny Nelson's obviously here at the moment in SBG, preparing for his fight in UFC London. You were over training with him and the rest of the crew over there in Mjolnir.
Yeah, so me, Cian McCartan, and my wee brother Ryan, we went over. I think we were almost over there for 2 weeks, and it was a great luck. They train a lot. What would you say? In a different way there. Like, we spent a lot of time every day going through the small details. Like, maybe 2 hours a day just on technique, and I would do a lot more sparring over here, but it was nice to get that look, and then seeing Iceland, such a nice place as well. It was refreshing to get a new look and kind of get ready to go again. Then
was it primarily on the Jiu Jitsu that you were kind of refining, spending that extra time? Obviously we know Gunny's proficiencies on the mat. Was it mainly that, or was it your whole game?
It was actually the whole game. Like, now we did do more Jiu Jitsu, but I really enjoyed the striking classes over there too. Their MMA coach Luca, I thought he was brilliant. He broke everything nicely for us, so I really enjoyed his striking classes as well. But over there, the grappling, the first thing we noticed was, as I expected, it was through the roof like the BJJ, and they had small numbers over there in their May class. I think maybe 8 or 9 every day, but they might have had 3 coaches there for the group for 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? So they're really getting a lot of one-on-one time over there.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go over to Iceland. What was it like as a country or as an experience?
Yeah, real different place. Like, it wasn't what I expected, but it's brilliant now. Other than the price of things over there, very, very scenic. And Mjolnir itself, the gym, was, you've got to go over and see it if you ever go over there. The facilities, state of the art, like you wouldn't believe it. It's brilliant. Yeah,
I find it hard to believe that a place is more expensive than Dublin at the moment.
We were going into coffee shops and getting the odd tray bake here and there, and I think in some places there's a tenner for a cookie.
Oh Jesus! Did you try? I believe it's the sheep's head. That's the local delicacy there. No.
No, I was going nowhere near that.
No, you wouldn't try it.
No. No, I wasn't trying that.
See was it the lights, the northern lights?
Yeah, like we booked a lot of tours during the night. Now we tried to pack as much in as we could through training and sightseeing now, and we went on the Northern Lights tour one night, and she says it was one of the best nights of the year for it. It was crazy. It was like there was actually people crying and all when they seen it. Like maybe Keane McCartan shed a few tears.
So that was Darragh Kelly was crying basically. Yeah. He doesn't want him in on camera.
Keane McCartan.
Coming into this one, fight against Dorval, I had a look. There's not a whole lot of footage out there on him. He's 2-2 as a pro. Both of his wins are by finish. Have you looked into him a lot?
Not a wild pile, to be honest. What I have watched of him, like I watched a couple of his fights. I think he's going to be a wee bit frustrating to fight because he's constantly moving. He's running away from me. Like he's 1 or 2 shots and then he's on his bike again. So it could be frustrating. I think he's going to be moving a lot against me, staying away. But Dave and John's done a good job for me breaking him down. So I leave that more to them.
You know, you've looked at yourself. You've pointed out all the flaws that you saw in your performance, and you've been working on filling those holes. What can we expect from Darragh Kelly when he comes to the cage on Saturday, February 25th?
As I said, it'll be more efficient. I think more calculated. You're going to see the same pressure, but just I'm going to be a much smarter approach. And as I said, I patched up all my holes as you can in that space of time, as best you can in that space of time. I've really started working on my striking again, and for the first time in my career I'm starting to enjoy working on it. You know, I'm really enjoying it. Doing a lot with Dave Roach, and up at home then I'm working with him and Dean. We get a couple of pad sessions in every week, and I think you'll see a much crisper striker and all around better performance.
Dave Roach has really come up a lot lately with fighters. A lot of fighters talk about it. Can you talk about maybe the importance that he's had in your career the last while?
Yeah, well, Dave's brilliant. Like Dave, as you said, he has everyone's back in the gym. He puts a lot of, ever since I moved down, must be down here 2.5 years now, from day one, Dave kind of took me under his wing, like, and he always helped me any chance he got, and always looks into my opponents and makes sure that I'm getting the work I need, and he's there for you, you know, he's your back.
Are there any fights specifically? As always, we know a Bellator or Dublin show is an SBG show. Which fights are you maybe most looking forward to on the card?
I'm looking forward to seeing Azale. I think that'll be a good fight. I think now I don't know a lot about your man, but I heard the boy's fighting's very good. So, you know.
Yeah. So Azale is huge fighting Liam McCracken, I believe, out of higher level martial arts in Scotland. Yeah.
So you know that's going to be a high level fight, and I think Azale's going to be too much for him. That man's a problem. Like
you've got to you're not the first person to talk about Azale. Yeah. As Peter Queally was talking to Sean Sheehan, saying he's the next big guy to come out of SBG. He's the next one to break out. Why do you smile when you start to describe how Azale fights?
Because he's just like, you don't know until you feel it. Like he's you know, he doesn't look like the most physical guy, but he's strong, and he's just you won't see him quit either. You know, all round, even his grappling. If you grapple with him, you know, he's top of the food chain kickboxer, but his grappling's right up there as well. I think he's big things out of him. Like,
which guys in SBG? There's so many 145, 155 fighters here now. Which guys have you been mainly sparring with, grappling with, training with in the lead up to this one?
Mainly Richie Smullen. We've done a lot of work, especially at the start of camp. So we got a lot of work in together. And then me and Jordan Fury, obviously, you know, been training with him for years now, so we got a lot in as well. Two
Donegal boys.
The Donegal boys stick together, eh?
Who is your least favourite training partner to spar with?
Jesus, you get me in trouble here. My wee brother.
What is that?
Because if he gets anything on me, you know, you don't want your wee brother beating you up now, but I can't really take it when he gets the better of me.
No, the reason I asked that one is not to put you on the spot. It's generally a good sense of who's you know, the problem in the gym in a positive way.
I'll still stick with my answer.
That's fair enough. Well, Darragh Kelly's fighting Saturday, February 25th on the third attempt. We got that one correct against Dorval Jordan. Jordan Dorval. We're not really too sure which is the first or which is the last name. You see it written differently everywhere. Yeah. Virgin Media, tune in. All the SBG fighters will be fighting on it, and tune in.